What's up, y'all? We live once again. Back here with none other than King Righteous. And today we're going to speak about holidays because, depending on what time zone you're in, we done celebrated, or I won't say we, many, have celebrated Thanksgiving. And we might as well say like, Dick Gregory say, if you live in the U.S., you automatically reserve those holidays because the banks is closed and certain things like that. So yeah, you celebrating even if you ain't celebrating.
Right, because it's part of a bigger conglomerate, and that's capitalism. You got the world banks, and your local bank, international banks and whatnot.
Right.
And it's all about business. You know what I'm saying? You got this trilateral commission. Where that's just basically saying, big corporations take over little corporations.
Right.
Big business take over small business. So, so holidays is a big part of this capitalistic system.
Right.
Where it's not, so much a religious, thing. It's more of a capitalist, ideology.
Right.
They tie the religion. They take the religious element of it, tie it in with the capitalist part. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it, which distorts the whole meaning of these holidays. You know what I'm saying? So
I think what a lot of people need to be put up on too is just take for instance tomorrow. I mean it done translated today, but they call it Black Friday.
Right.
Black Friday. I get to get these deals on, whatever appliance, but black means they're putting their books back in the black. Because they're all throughout the year, they've been in the red.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, it's for getting their monetary, the aspect of their corporations right.
Monetary funds. But basically dealing with, like today, what we call Thanksgiving. The whole meaning behind this has been distorted. You see, I mean, we take this day off. Everybody, we go buy, turkeys. And the family gets together.
Right.
I mean, that's the positive side of it. Family come together, congregate. We probably haven't seen each other a year or two, whatnot. And we communion together as a family.
Right.
But the whole meaning behind it is not holy at all.
No.
That's the meaning of holiday. It's a holy day. That's proper term to put it.
Breaking it down.
So if you study the root meaning of it and the history of this day, which is Thanksgiving, it goes back to the Pilgrims dealing with the Native Indians, the Native Americans.
Right.
And all this came about because the natives was showing, the Pilgrims.
Yeah, those colonizers.
How to survive this environment. And what they turned around did and was slaughtered them. They put, measles or smallpox in blankets, and it was basically killed them off. So the Pilgrims celebrated, the day when they conquered a certain tribe or a chief, got the head of a chief. That's where this whole Thanksgiving, celebration thing came about. Because Europe is about basically because the Europeans slaughtered the Native Americans. You ain't gotta believe me.
Right.
Look it up.
Right.
Okay. That's what I think. So that's why I'm speaking on this topic is because the holiday, the meaning of this day in itself has been so distorted. That we don't even understand why we do it. Why we break ourselves and go spend our money to feed half the community or the families.
Right.
That people don't even probably ain't paying you no attention.
Right. That's another one to key into right there.
Ain't called you all year. You don't went broke yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to feed everybody. Then when everybody get together, there's negative indications, and people got attitudes and different types of stuff, grudges and whatnot, and the family they fight. On my speaking for my family.
Right.
People come together, they have disputes. And so it has this negative things, that goes along with that, basically. So,
and like you said, we're about to run up. You might as well say it starts today when the light come back up, the new holiday season.
So where all this ties into capitalism, so they made sure that after Thanksgiving was up, they make sure you go out and spend some more money.
Right.
Now, okay, after this, for this holiday season, this is what we're going to do for you, y'all. We're going to lower the prices in our department stores.
Right.
So on this Black Friday, everybody's going out spending more money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Spending more money, money they probably ain't even got.
Yeah, putting it on credit cards and things like that.
So, spending outside they mean. So this is just something, basically, as far as this day is concerned, to keep you, in the red, keep you, financially, struggling.
Mm-hmm.
So after this day is up, this holiday, then, of course, next month, we got the infamous Christ Mass or Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, it's known that on that holiday, there's more drug use, alcohol use, robbing, theft, murder during this holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? During this so-called Christ Mass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is supposed to be a holiday based on Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But here we got stuff dealing with Christmas trees, the lights, all these decorations.
Yeah, the ornaments.
The ornaments, right.
That was really they was back in them times. They was hanging heads off the trees and
so
things.
if this holiday is so much about Jesus, then why are we dealing with, where did Santa Claus come from? Where did the reindeers and the snowmans and and all these different characters that ain't got nothing to do with you, that Jesus didn't know nothing about.
Right.
Okay? Where did the reindeers and the guy from the North Pole, flying with gifts and whatnot, and the Christmas, where does all this come from?
Right.
Well, if you look at the scripture, Jeremiah chapter 10, it states about the pagans. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to misquote it, but yeah. It's, if you look at that chapter in itself, that's for all you Christians. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to, step on no toes, but don't just say, oh yeah, righteous just bashing, Christians and God holidays. No, go look in your book.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Go look in the Bible. That's the book of the Christians, and it states in
just bear with him. He's
Jeremiah chapter 10.
He's making sure, reaffirming what he has to say.
Making sure I ain't just making this up.
Right.
What the Lord said. Okay, about these holidays. That this is not something we supposed to be basically doing. If we follow the Lord, that is. Okay.
Right.
Not these Europeans or these pagans. Okay, here we go, right here. Bam, I just pulled it up.
Right.
It says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel." Who's the house of Israel? His people. His chosen people. You know what I'm saying? God's children. You know what I'm saying? So, that's another topic. For those who really don't understand who the house of Israel, the 12 tribes. Go learn who the 12 tribes were. And you'll learn that these is the children of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathens. Okay? The Lord is saying these is heathens.
Right.
He said, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heaven. For the heathens are dismayed at them. They surprised at all the shit that's going on in heaven, the stars, the sun, the moon. You know what I'm saying? That's what that means. You know what I mean?
Right.
For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails, with hammers, that it move not. Okay? What are we doing now? What are we doing for Christmas? Yeah, we're going cutting, buying trees.
Yep, buying them.
And they cut them out the forest.
Right.
And we deck them with silver and gold, with the little ornaments.
Ornaments.
Okay?
Right.
And we fasten it down so it don't move.
Right.
This is what the Lord said was heathen practices. This is in the Bible. This ain't in the Quran or the Torah. This is in the Bible, the book of the so-called Christians.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why ain't the preachers teaching this? You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. So that's another part of this holiday madness, and got us spending money that we don't even have. You know, spending outside our means. We got these credit cards. We ain't paid up on them. That we we in the red with our our credit.
Yeah, so essentially they're getting in the black and you're getting in the red.
Right.
So it's a reversal that they running essentially.
So that in itself, you know what I'm saying? And we buying stuff we really don't need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially dealing with our kid. So that's one thing. Our sisters will basically be like, oh, well, we doing it for the kids.
Right.
No, you're doing it because this is what society has, perpetrated and just put out here for.
Right. You don't want to look a certain way from
So-
somebody else. Like, oh,
so-
you didn't do that?
Right.
Well, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, you don't want to feel like the oddball.
Right.
You don't want to feel like the outcast. Because this is the norm. This is what everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you get in that, next to the rent's coming up,
Right.
the light bills due, you got lights all around the house, all around the refrigerator.
And what usually jumps off the next year? You get your right when the first of the year starts, you get your
Right. So Con Edison can't wait, until these holidays come, because they know we gonna, we got lights on the trees, and like all throughout the, some people go to the extreme. They got all types of stuff all in the, the yards, and snowmans and reindeers and Santa Claus, all type, And then on top of that, still dealing with Christmas, we lie to our children. Okay?
Yeah.
We don't teach them about the meaning of Christ. We teach them about good old Saint Nick. Okay? We teach them about some fat dude coming from the North Pole, and then we lie to them. See, we tell our children lies. We teach them that the deers fly. And where do you know that, anywhere in the world,
Right.
that you got some flying deers?
Yeah. And they help perpetuate it on the news media.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like old Saint Nick's making his way across the U.S. right now. They do that.
They teach our babies lies.
Right.
So that's some how many deers are it? 9 or 7 or 8 deers. They got names too.
Yeah, they got names.
Prancer, Dancer, and all that type of shit. Yeah, but anyway, Rudolph. Rudolph. But they teach us that these deers can fly, pulling some fat white dude in a red suit.
Right.
Real talk. With some, presents and gifts.
Right. Coming down everybody's chimney, even if you in an apartment building.
So I never understood it. Even as a child, I'm like, how is this possible? I'm watching these shows.
Right.
That they had on television.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like,
tell a lie this.
And they telling us these stories about. It's a good feeling when you're a child.
Yeah,
you gotta admit, you're a child. You watching, the Christmas Carol, Charlie Brown Christmas, and all that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You like, man, that's interesting. That's that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
But then the reality kick in. I'm looking around.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a chimney.
Right.
So I guess Santa Claus ain't coming here.
Right.
So
true.
it's just like, even children have more sense than their parents.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, okay. I know Grandma done went to the store. Went to Kmart or Target.
Yeah,
or
got everything hid up in the back room.
They in the back room.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Wrapping gifts. So I'm like, okay, I know it ain't Santa Claus coming. That's Grandma. Grandma bought this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or Auntie or Uncle's got us certain gifts. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why would you lie to your children? But then when we tell a lie, we get punished for it. We get a whooping.
Right.
But you've been teaching us lies.
Yeah.
Ever since we've been
so
around.
that's an automatic mechanism
You know
to get the children rebelling against the parent already. Well, you
Exactly.
told me these lies about this, and now you get mad when I tell a lie.
I get chastised.
Right.
Who's chastising y'all for lying to us?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the hypocrisy comes in. It comes to dealing with this stuff.
Right.
Because nobody's dealing with the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just dealing with the fairy tale. They're not dealing with the science of it, which is facts. We're dealing with the fiction.
Right.
Which is lies and the fairy tale.
But see, like you said, these fairy tales fall in other things within life, not just these corporations perpetuating, trying to get these sales
Right.
in other areas that people were starting to buy into these fairy tales, you know.
Well, it's all about capitalism. You know, they don't really care about, but if they could use that to capitalize, to get people to come spend,
Right.
which they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's why we, you know, as, you know, Muslim or the Nation of Islam, we boycotted Christmas last year. You know, we got a boycott. That's what we're doing today. I mean, we do that that's part of our custom.
Right.
You know, we don't follow no fat white man in no suit. Okay? You know, I'm just keeping it straight up.
Right.
We don't follow that and talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
We don't worship Jesus.
Right.
The prophet, peace be upon him, that lived 2,000 years, as they say, this man named Jesus.
Yeah,
lived
like
2,000
that
years ago.
you said started with a J.
Yeah, we don't worship
When
that.
people say that, I always be like, I go to Jesus. You
Yeah.
talking about Jesus?
Yeah. Right. Because he wasn't an English man.
Right.
First of all, yeah, that's an English name that the Europeans placed on this man, you know, Yahshua, because there's no J's in Hebrew anyway. If he was a Semitic man from this region, you know, from Israel, Jerusalem, and, you know, however he lived in that region, what they call Israel today,
Right.
these were Semitic people. They were not English.
Hmm.
So his name couldn't have been Jesus.
Right.
If there was this man, quote unquote, this historical man named Jesus that they say existed, his name couldn't have been that because he wasn't English and he never stepped foot in Europe. You feel me?
Right.
Right. So yeah, you're right. So there wasn't no J's in Hebrew or Arabic. So his name couldn't have been Jesus. You know, if you want to say that in Hebrew, it's Yahshua, Yahoo, however they pronounce it, or Arabic, they say Esau. Okay, so it wasn't no Jesus. That was a fictional character that the Europeans made up.
Right.
That's what we're saying on that. So yeah, so they don't teach the truth about this. So they tie this religion into their capitalistic, you know, holiday, which they called Christmas. You know, which has nothing to do with the historical Jesus. Okay, who didn't even practice none of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all about the dollar. It's all about money. Okay, to keep you spending.
Right.
Spending outside your means, you know, and spending money that you don't even have, you know, that you can't really, you know, afford to be spending. But we do this because this is the norms and this is what everybody else is doing. You know, we do more, you know, drinking and using drugs and robbing and on these holidays.
Right.
You know, so when that's said and done, a week later, after Christmas is up, hey, then you got New Year's Day. Time for another party.
Yep, another party.
Some more drinking and drug using.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what we call holidays. All we do in this country or under these capitalistic system is party. You know, is spend. They keep you spending.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, just like you just ran off, it'll be Christmas and then it'll be New Year's. And really when it jumps into February it was Valentine's Day.
Okay.
What's going on? Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, we're back, y'all. Just had to check on something real quick. Yeah.
So so after New Year's Day, then what you got in February? Is it
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Hey, so now there you go, spending some more money, cards and candy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you don't get nothing, you regard it as, you wasn't thinking about me.
You know, right? Like we need somebody. Saint Valentine. Who is this character?
Right.
You know,
the fool that came from the massacre, didn't it?
Yeah. You know, let's look into this character, Saint Valentine. You know, some cat from Europe.
Right.
So basically, what they're saying, in order for us to even show our sentiment from, you know, for our girlfriends, for our mothers, our fathers, you know, Mother's Day, Father's Day, we need somebody else's approval in order for us to show our sentiment.
Right.
You know, our love, our affection. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just try to, like, if you don't willingly do it, like you said, you're gonna be kind of outcast because everybody else is doing it, and you're gonna get the backlash
Exactly.
from
You're the
that.
oddball.
Right.
You know, because you don't participate in Father's Day, Mother's Day, St. Valentine's Day. You know, St. Patrick's Day.
Yep, St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Another drinking day.
Yeah, you can't. You can't just be civilized without participating in these holidays. You know, it's holiday madness, basically.
Right.
Without
People are so
partying,
conditioned.
without partying and bullshitting, basically.
Right.
Spending your money.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Yeah, you can't be a normal person. You got to be the outcast, the oddball, because you're not participating in any of that. See?
So I get to thinking about that money part too, because when they say, the federal government is not a part of the government, so that makes me think, okay, well, if it ain't a part of the government, but we got all those, type of denominations, whatever it may be, in our pockets to spend on things. To me, it makes me think, like someone told me, the money you have is not like actual, it's like debt. Because you see the note, it says it's a note.
It's a note, right.
So it's like you're holding debt in your pocket. Instead of it being like back in the day when you can trade it for gold or silver and things like that, where it could be backed by something.
Right, yeah, it's not really backed by nothing. The value of the dollar is really low. Yeah, because it used to be, you used to have a value, but it don't have a very low value now.
Right.
So you're right. You just gonna, gold is worth more than a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's some currency. This is what we need.
Right.
In this capitalistic society.
You're right.
We need this to buy food, clothing, shelter, transportation, or whatever. Technology. We live in a technical world. You know what I'm saying? We use these things for business, commerce.
I'll say the only other thing, but that's associated with the military when they gangster, like oils and certain things out of the earth, weapons and things like that.
It's just like Africa. This is why they moved on Gaddafi. Because he was trying to help Africa put a satellite, up so that for their phones and whatnot. Yeah.
That, and I heard because he was gonna start his own central bank of Africa. They didn't want that.
Right. He was gonna he was gonna tie his gold into their currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole bunch that would have cut the Europeans out. They had to go. They had to get rid of him. See. So it's just so much, behind this. And that ties in with imperialism. That's why they colonized Africa. It's robbers of his minerals, gold, his riches. So it's nothing that I'm saying that's new. You go to the continent, you talk to some of them leaders, they're gonna tell you the same thing. Look what's going on in South Africa.
Shoot, might as well say, look what's going on in Libya since it fell, like slavery.
That's a failed state now, yeah. But I'm saying South Africa, they just starting the land reform. You know what I'm saying? Since the post-apartheid area, the brothers are still living in shacks and huts and in Ashanti town and whatnot. They didn't get nothing when Mandela became president. He was just a puppet on the street. You know what I'm saying? So now, you listen to them brothers over there, like Julius Nyerere, of the EFF, the Economic Freedom, Foundation or whatever, they're talking about land, repatriation, and whatnot, because they're not. That's their land. It was stolen from them. They want it back. They want a piece of it. It's going on in Zimbabwe with our late brother Mugabe, who was kicking out the white farmers. He said, "This is our land. Y'all gotta go." Okay, so it's just things of that nature. Africa, still fighting for their liberation. Brothers on the continent, So, and we already know our situation here. We still in the hells, in the ghettos of America.
Right. But see, you talk to certain people of Africoid descent, and they'll think, oh, well, we're doing good over here. Not everybody's doing good over here.
Masses of our people is still poor, raggedy, hungry, and out of doors.
Right.
And when I say out of door, that means we homeless. We don't have nothing we can call lives. We don't have land. Okay. You know, we homeless even though we pay rent.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we may rent these buildings and these houses, but we don't own them.
Right.
We don't own the land.
No, we don't own the land.
Banks. You know. You know, and these other realtors. You know, these companies all own this shit. We don't have nothing that we can literally say is ours.
Right.
Okay. Why do you think everybody coming to this country is able to get ahead but us?
Right.
Because we're not free. We're still slaves. That's why they call us second-class citizens.
That's the thing I like to talk about, and nobody wants to talk about when, you know, the Somalians, when they come over here, they get that stipulation of $7,000 a month. Nobody talks about that.
We can't blame them because they got representatives.
Right.
That's the difference. We don't have nobody speaking for us, our ills and our problems, you know, as a people. See? Because we're still slaves. We ain't no citizens of this country. No, we second class. What they consider second class citizens is really second to nothing. Yeah, y'all over there. Y'all niggas, basically.
Right.
That's them niggas in the field or in the plantations.
Right.
Yeah. 3/4 of human beings. That's what they written in their constitution.
Right, it's still in there.
That ain't nothing changed. We still ain't free.
Right.
Okay? And black folks need to wake up and see and realize what the hell is really going on. You know, we the only people in this country that don't have a nationalist flag. A nation of our own, basically. Everybody else do.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. You know, the red, white, and blue was not designed for us. That's the white folks, so that's their shit. That's really their flag, even though we've been incorporated, basically.
Yeah, but I heard that red, white, and blue goes back to Kemet, though.
To who?
To back to Africa. That the color scheme. They actually went back, but they,
right. I mean, yeah,
you know, reappropriated and did what they did.
Right. They reincorporated.
Yeah, reincorporated.
Okay, yeah, this is a corporation.
Yeah, corporation.
Right, yeah, right. So we can. That's all. That sounds good. But them Africans ain't free either.
Oh no.
Right,
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm saying you go over there where, you know, the pyramids and everything was, you know, all the symbols is all kind of just reworked for their favor.
We originated all this shit.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that ain't a secret. But we fast forward to 21st century and what we dealing with now, and then how this country, you know, in America was established, the 13 colonies, you know what I'm saying, under that banner, Susie B. Anthony and whatnot, okay? That was established for, you know, them British, them English motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It was not incorporated into that. See what I'm saying? That wasn't until after the Civil War, you feel me, that they incorporated they didn't free us, they incorporated us into the society. Basically, we became more of a commodity.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm speaking on. So yeah, this shit. Yeah, that's our demise. That flag is a symbol of our demise. Okay. That red, white, and blue, the Star Spangled Banner. That's, you know, a symbol of slavery.
Yeah, I used to remember why they get so upset. Oh, you're not standing for the flag and all that. Nah, man, something just ain't right about that. I remember coming up not want to do that. Like, no.
Right. That flag represents a symbol of slavery, suffering, and death. Okay, that's what it is. It means to us.
Right.
Our blood's a flood on that flag. So check our record, check our resume, our history in this country.
Right.
We talk about the Confederate flag. Everybody wanna, you know, tear down these statues of Robert Lee and all these Confederates.
Yeah.
We talk about that. Hell, shit, you catch more hell under the Star Spangled Banner than you do under, you know, just as much as we did with the rebel flag.
Right.
You know, what's the difference? You know, a cracker is a cracker. You know, whether it's a southern cracker or a northern cracker, he's still a cracker.
Right.
You know, they still have the same mentality. You know, keep niggas in check. That's their mentality. One way or the other.
Right.
That's what happened then, and that's what's happening now. That's my position I'm coming from. You know, we still niggas to them. You know, don't give a damn how big, how much money you got, or what. They still don't look at you as no equal to them.
Right.
Okay. As long as you keep spending your money with me, then you all right.
Yeah. Shucking and jiving.
So yeah, man. You know, and that's just, I guess, You know, so yeah, just dealing with all these European holidays. You know, we gonna stay in the grave. We're gonna, you know, keep following these Europeans. We're gonna still be out here poor, raggedy, hungry, not adults. We don't got nothing we can call our own. Nothing, because we don't own nothing. Okay.
Yeah, well, I won't say big thing. I'll just say this has been reworked. You know, on a lot of uproar on these social medias. I don't see, you know, little, you know, Caucasian females dressing and getting tans to look like sisters and getting all the kind of little, you know, modeling contracts for looking like that. You know, on Instagrams and things like that. But it's always been blackface going on, and
you know,
certain people getting paid for
it. They just
it.
really, you know, still in the culture.
Right.
They, you know, they try to come back to where they originated from, because they nothing but a grafted race of people anyway. You know, so that's why they just try to come back to their, you know, their mother and fathers. You know, their original selves, because that's where they come from. The black man and woman anyway.
Right.
They just, you know, they just have less melanin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They just, you know, a grafted race of people.
Right.
That's all. So I ain't mad at them for that. They just got, you know, it's more black or niggas trying to be like them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so, you know, what's really going on? It's more niggas that's exploited and try to act like Europeans. They don't even know their history.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Black women run around here with straight hair.
That's true.
You know? It's like you got somebody else's hair on top of your original hair.
All right.
What the hell's going on? At least take care of your original. If you want some straight hair, straighten your original hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? They don't even do that no more.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. They have their hair, you know, packed up under, you know, some stocking cap.
Yeah, stocking
and then
cap
another wig or something on top of their hair, or something sewed into their hair.
Mm-hmm.
What, you know?
So glue.
And then got the nerve to pat it and be scratching it all day.
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm like, what's really going on? So basically, that's a form of exploitation. You don't love yourself enough to take care of your own self, your own hair. You feel me?
Right.
That's what it is. It's a form of exploitation. You'd rather go buy some fake hair from the Koreans,
right,
who got the market sold up, and put some fake synthetic horse hair, cow, or whatever type of hair it is,
right,
on your head, in your head.
I think the comedian, he'll come to me, but he said walking around wearing them hair hats.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, shoot.
So that in itself got our women fucked up. Not to mention all the makeup. You know, ain't nothing wrong with beautifying yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But we go to the extreme. Fake eyelashes. You know, put the eyelashes in.
Right.
You know, contacts. A lot of our sisters wearing these contacts.
Right.
You got fake nails. Okay.
See, I done seen a lot of them females have been wanting little booty implants.
Now they get fake breasts, they get fake buttocks, and so basically, then you got these sisters talking about, oh, ain't no more real men. Okay? I want a real nigga.
Right.
But you fake as hell.
Right.
You know, you get to the house or whatever, we get you. You get the house, you taking everything off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like I met a robot. I didn't meet, you know what I'm saying? I didn't meet no real woman.
Right.
I met a robot because you took everything off. And when we got home, your hair, your eyelashes, your
probably
lipstick,
your teeth.
right.
Right.
You don't even look the way you look, you know? Once you undress,
right.
You take all the makeup off and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're no longer under the club lights where you're looking like something.
Please. You know, so I'd rather have, you know, so just dealing with that, man, I'd just rather have a woman with a conscious woman. With a strong mind, strong intelligence, than a woman that's just so-called fine. You know, I mean, if you're gonna be fine, show your natural self, your natural beauty, not, you know, with all the cover girl and the makeup, the hair, the nails, all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Show your natural beauty yourself. But that we don't have that. You know, women aren't on that level of consciousness.
Right.
That's where too busy following these Europeans. You feel me?
Right.
That's where the problem is. Okay, following these Eurocentric ways. You know, we think we Europeans. You know, because we've been subjected to their system.
So been here so long. And people assume, oh, well, if you assimilate, that means you're gonna.
That means we're gonna make it. Yeah, we're good. We're gonna be accepted.
Yeah.
Because we're, you know, and that's basically what it is. You don't want to scare white folks. You don't want to be like, you know, oh, I'm different. You see?
Right.
You know, the Somalians got their culture, the Liberians, you know what I'm saying? The Nigerians, you know, the Mexicans.
Yeah.
You name it. Whoever.
Indians from India.
The natives.
Right.
They even got a form of culture. You know, they try to hold on to their shit, even though they drunk as hell and all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, it is what it is. I mean, just like you go to that little camp over there. Homeless camp, tent camp. I mean, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of addicts or whatnot, but, you know, it's a reason for that. And then this is one of the most racist cities. They say, I mean, it was just on the news the other day that Minneapolis is one of the most racist cities when it comes to equality dealing with African Americans.
And they try to talk that Minnesota nice all the time. It's Minnesota nice.
It's bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. I can say that. Yeah, I'm qualified to say that. I've been here all my life. Okay, this ain't my home.
Right.
This is a place where I touched down. Where my mother brought me. You know,
Right.
That's you know, her instability and the way she was living. Okay, so my grandmother raised me, so I've been here all my life.
Yeah.
So I know what it is. I seen it when I was a kid, but I just didn't understand what it was, and I couldn't word it. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't put the words on this shit. Like, why is this like that? And what's, you know, because I was too
If
young.
I didn't do this, why I'm getting treated like that?
Exactly. So now that I'm I'm an adult, I just call it what it is.
Right.
Yeah, this place is fucked up when it comes to dealing with, quote unquote, you know, people that's not, you know, European.
Yeah, they got a higher melon count.
Yeah. You know, from the natives, you know, to the black, and especially, you know what I'm saying? But you can take like the Mexicans, the Somalians, cats of this, that they got a stronghold
Right.
on their communities. So that's why you can go down Lake Street, run down, you see they got their businesses is up and jumping. You see what I'm saying? Somalians, they're taking over, you know, they done assimilated into a lot of these different areas where as a kid I used to see that this was all Europeans.
Right.
From South Minneapolis. I mean,
over there by White Castle over
on
there.
Lake Street. I remember that was all white. Brand new car lots and all that. I was a kid. You know, Riverside. What they call Riverside used to be Cedar Square Way.
Yep.
That used to be all white folks.
Yep.
Okay? Right. So now, go over there now. You think you in Mogadishu.
Exactly.
Or
you ain't lying.
Go to Lake Street. You think you in Tijuana.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah, down there by the hospital off of Abbott over there.
Yeah. I ain't lying, and I ain't making mockery, but that's what it is. Okay? Right.
Don't even say RYCHUS. They got that sold up down there, I heard.
So, but yeah, this is one of the states that they bring a lot of Somalians here. This is where the federal government pays them to, you know, they got the biggest population of Somalians, or African immigrants.
Yeah, but they want to claim, oh, no, they're black. No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're not.
They don't want to even claim themselves as being black.
Well, you know, I mean, how you defining black? You know, they say African American. Well, we're, you know.
Yeah,
we're not that.
Yeah, right.
You know, we call ourselves that, but we're not no Africans. No, real talk. You know, we're not. No. See, that's something to make us think that that's make us forget our ancestors. To forget that sojourning. You know, that transatlantic slave. You know, thing. Yeah, it's a title that they put on us to say, well, forget that y'all was in bondage.
Right.
That y'all was in them cotton fields.
Because when we go back to breaking that part down, okay, African American. Africa is a continent.
Right.
So what part are you talking about?
Yeah, we're not Africans. We're not. See, that's what I'm saying. That's where they got us twisted. No, we are the children of God. We are the children. We mixed with them Africans. We're not just directly, you know, that's not, you know, they're not even Africans as far as the word is concerned. For communications, as far as the continent, yes, they're African.
Yeah.
But they're not that. You know, the Africans on the continent don't call themselves quote unquote African. That's just the name of the continent.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Somali. Why do we call Somali? They're from Africa, right?
Right.
But they're Somalians.
Right.
Ethiopians. They don't say we're African Ethiopians. No, they say we're Ethiopian.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they got different ethnicities, different tribes, different customs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Nigerians. Then you got Igbos. You got Yorubas. You got some other houses. See, they got different. It's like 1,000 different tribes on that in that country alone called Nigeria. Did you know that? So that means they all got different dialects, different customs.
Okay.
But they're all Nigerians. So that's what I'm saying. So they don't say we're African. I'm an African Nigerian. I'm African, Igbo or Yoruba. No, they say we're Nigerian. I'm from this tribe. But for communication's sake, anybody that don't know where that's at, it's on the continent called Africa.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that term in itself is not African. It's European. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. That term Africa came from a European colonizer named Leo. I say, Leo Africanus.
Yeah. Yep. I heard.
But he only colonized a certain part of the continent, the northwest region, which is known as Tunisia. Because after the Moors that went into Europe and conquered Spain for 200 years, they came back to Africa or in that region, and he named it Africa. That he conquered that little part, that little small part, Tunisia, right, which is known as Tunisia today. That's what he called Africa. But then the Arab invasion came. You know what I'm saying? They came and conquered the north, end of the continent. Then they started using the term Africa. They're saying in the Arabic form. Right. That's when it's been known. That's when it became known throughout the world, and the scholars and geographers and what the anthropologists and all the cats started using the term. Okay, that's Africa, the land of the burnt-faced people. Okay. Yeah, that's what it means. So yeah, man. So just saying that in a sense. But the question is, if our ancestors were brought from this continent, who were we? We came from different tribes,
right?
But they say that we came from the tribe of Israel. That's what a lot of brothers are saying. We're descendants from this tribe called Israel, or the God tribe. Right. That was a God tribe in the Nile Valley that mixed amongst these people. A lot of people say we're Moors. We was in the northern region, Mauritania, all those places up in Libya. Right. Moor just basically meant black. Okay. A lot of people think Moor just mean Muslim. No, it wasn't Muslim. They had different customs and whatnot. So yeah, but when our people was brought here, we were brought in the holds of slave ships. We was robbed of our names, language, religion, customs, God, folkways, norms, all that. We was brought here, made niggas. They taught us, they stripped us of our original names and all that. And they say we were already Muslims. We were, righteous Muslims when they brought us here. We wasn't no Christians. We wasn't practicing, wasn't worshiping Jesus and none of that. We had already had customs. They stripped us of that. Right. And made us Christians. When they European colonized Africa, they came with their Bible.
But it's so crazy. Some people like, well, people shoot down Christianity, but it was Christianity, before we came over here. I'm like, here we go with this.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Jesus wasn't no Christian. Right. If you follow Jesus, the real Jesus, he wasn't that. That's something that was something that was created, in the Council of Nicene, and when they was having their councils in Europe, Jesus didn't worship himself. Right. You know what I'm saying? He didn't follow none of that. He worshiped God. If there was this man named Jesus, he followed something higher than himself. It wasn't him. So that's what I'm saying. So all that that's what I'm saying. We, the African, and as far as worshiping Christianity, pre-colonial Africa, that's not how we worship Jesus or follow Christianity. If there were Coptic Christians in ancient Egypt, they didn't do what the Europeans did. You know what I'm saying? So that historical Jesus is not the same Jesus that the Europeans' Jesus is talking about. Or the Europeans is talking about a mythical Jesus. Yeah. They're talking about the historical Jesus. So yeah, so that's another topic from another time. But yeah, so all this ties back into these pagan holidays that the Europeans done put together. And and put upon us.
Put upon this nation.
Yeah, you know, and forced upon us.
Right.
Because when they came into Africa, they came with the Bible in one hand and the gun in the other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know the Europeans came with the Bible, and the Africans had the land. They told the Africans to close their eyes and pray to this God they gave them. When they opened their eyes, the Europeans had the land and the Africans had the Bible. Okay, yeah, that's how that goes. Yeah. Went. So gave them Jesus, their Jesus, and their Bible, and then took their land. That was colonialism.
Right.
That's what colonialism is about. That's how you became a Christian. Not by choice, by force.
By force. Gunpowder and lead.
So, Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Pastor hand.
You're right.
Something else you ain't supposed to be taking into your temple.
Right.
Not a temple built by man, a temple built by the Most High.
Exactly. Yeah. How long
we've been on 46 minutes.
Right.
You know, I guess they've been on censorship because ain't nobody, not one single person jumped in to say nothing. But they must have seen that holiday and like, oh, King Righteous, wait a minute.
Right.
We'll just let this just go to the replay and let people catch the replay. We don't want nobody chiming in and adding to the conversation on this one. It's all right, though.
Yeah.
You can't stop it.
That's right.
We still imparting information and intelligence that brothers and sisters need to know.
So, you know, that was just something, you know, on my mind, you know, when I pulled up, like, this holiday, you know, it's another day, another holiday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was good. It was a blessed one for me, you know, using that term. It was peaceful.
Right.
You know, and it was righteous.
No.
You know, because I was in my lane.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get it nobody. I ain't let nobody take me out my lane.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And put me on some other stuff.
Right.
That I ain't on, that I ain't been on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to make me consort to your ways.
Right.
You know? To your madness.
Huh.
You know? Went over my uncle's house. They cleaning chitlins. Yeah, I hurried up and got about that. I don't see why I don't come visit you. Y'all still stuck in them nigga ways.
Right.
You feel me? Still stuck in 1960, you know?
Yeah.
Two below Mississippi mentality.
Right.
I'm good. Yeah, you can have that.
Yeah, all day.
God done raised me to a level of consciousness that I'm not going. I'm not falling for that.
Right.
Y'all can have that. If that's what you believe, if that's what your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is telling y'all, hey, more power to you.
Right.
I'm not gonna let you trick and fool me or try to make me feel bad or guilty because I'm not participating in this madness.
Right.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, it's been a good one. We've been on a good 48 minutes. You know, it's been a lot crammed within with this particular live stream. Everybody that catch the replay, hey, put your comments, put the likes up on it, and you catch us for another
episode.
That's right. We up out of here.
Peace.